Hey, okay, hey, it's Mike, and I'm back, and the studio is, it's ready to go. I think it's ready to go. So, if something happens, if these buildings fall down behind me, I don't know what to say. Take our chance. I'm going to take my chances. We're going to take our chances today. So, we're going to get into it. Let me get right to the opening. I don't want to give anything away. Here we go.
Hello?
Hello.
Hey, it's Mike. So, thanks for sticking out the opening with me. So, I'm in the midst of a storm here, and there's some flickering of the lights. So if I go out, it's because there's a power outage, something. Just letting you know. Okay, we got fake human running up to the Kiwi man, and let Hot Lips know. You can come hear the truth. And I have to say, this is going to be interesting because I don't know. Excuse me. I didn't know this person at all. I didn't know this person, and I don't think I ever met anybody that knew this person. But I remembered hearing about this and reading about it and following the events after the fact on the internet. But I don't know this person. And the reason I bring this up is because I've been mentioning the last couple of days, hey, Howard Johnson, how you doing? Good to see you here. Good to see everybody here. There's another lightning thing. I hope the power doesn't go out. Hey, Dahlia. Dahlia, good to see you here. So I didn't know this Hladini Devi Dasi, but I remember hearing about her death, and I saw Bhaktitirtha Swami many times at the LA temple. So I was around, but so this is this Hladini. I'll show you. Prabhupada wrote to her, 1970. He said, my dear daughter Hladini Dasi, I am in due receipt of your nice letter dated 26 March 1970, asking to become my initiated disciple in Krishna consciousness and also your beads for chanting. I am very glad to know that you are strictly observing the rules and regulations of Krishna conscious faithfully, and now I am very glad to accept you as my initiated student. I am returning your beads herewith, duly chanted by me. Your initiated name is Hladini Devi Dasi. Lord Krishna's pleasure potency is called Hladini. So this spiritual energy of Krishna's pleasure potency, Hladini, is Srimati Radharani, who is always increasing the transcendental pleasure of Krishna. Goes on and on. He says, I am also pleased to know that you will be married with Sriman Mahananda in Krishna consciousness, and that you offer your children to Krishna is very, very nice. May Krishna bless you both to work combinedly for mutually advancing in Krishna consciousness more and more. Your ever well-wisher, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami. He wrote to her a few more times. Let's see. This is the one right here. So this is an important letter right here, coming from Prabhupada himself. He wrote to, she's in New Vrindavan, 1974. She's in New Vrindavan with Kirtanananda. And here it says, my dear Hladini, please accept my blessings. I beg to acknowledge the receipt of your letter dated July 17, 1974, with enclosed photographs of Lord Jagannath. I can see that you are very nicely taking care of the deities, and this is much appreciated by me. Now you stick to this process of worship of the deity, and you will advance more and more in Krishna consciousness. I very much enjoyed my stay in New Vrindavan and was glad to see everything going on very nicely there. So Prabhupada's saying, I was there, and I was very glad to see everything is very nicely going on there. So now just cooperate with the leaders there and expand it more and more. I hope this meets you in good health. Your ever well-wisher, Bhaktivedanta Swami. So, we New Vrindavan, we know a lot of stuff was going on in New Vrindavan. Kirtanananda, Radhanath was there, Devamrita Swami's there, a bunch of people are there. She's there. And Prabhupada tells her to just cooperate with the leaders there. So cooperate with Kirtanananda and Umapati or whoever else was running the show there in New Vrindavan. A huge group of ladies in South America are creating a Facebook page to denounce all ISKCON gurus who have criminal past and are still gurus. They're also exposing Paramadweedi Swami, sexual abuse. That's great. See, that's what they need to do is, document this stuff. Document this stuff. So here he's telling her to stay in New Vrindavan and just cooperate with Bhaktitirtha Swami. So, and she was, I didn't know her, but I think of this girl that joined, and she says, I'm two months in. I'm 2 months in, I'm confused, I'm frustrated, I don't know what to do. And any of you out there that don't know, like you're 2 months in, 3 months in, 4 months in, maybe you're in a year, and somehow you found this, and you're like, what is it, it doesn't matter how long you're in. You got you brainwashed. It's like they got this Hladini. Prabhupada's already got her. He's got her. Now he's turned her over to these other people for her to cooperate with these other people. Prabhupada doesn't know who these people are. He says he does. He wants to think Prabhupada wants to think he's this pure devotee. Everything he does is perfect. He's got this Linda, this Hladini. He's got her life in her hands. She's doing anything he says. And he's telling her just to hang out there with Kirtanananda and Bhaktitirtha and all these other criminal characters. Such a businessman when it comes to hoaxing innocent, young, lost hippies. You know, this young girl, she's just like this girl. She is this Hladini is just like this girl that's 2 months in, doesn't know what to do, break up with her boyfriend. You know, Hladini was a newcomer. She was 2 months in at one time, didn't know what to do. Then she got all in. She wrote Prabhupada a letter. Prabhupada initiated her by letter back in 1970, whatever it was. Now she's in New Vrindavan. Now she's in New Vrindavan with Kirtanananda and these other characters, telling her what to do. Turned her life over to Prabhupada, and then Prabhupada turns her life over to these guys. And then, and so that's really, I guess, where the story begins, right? So somebody made a video about this. Somebody made a little video. And I'll take a look at it. I haven't watched it. I watched a little bit of it, like maybe 5 minutes of it. But let's take a look at it and see what this is all about, right?
Hare Krishna. The death squad arrived at the Hare Krishna temple in the early morning hours. Hladini Dasi shouted, "Better you kill me than kill them." She gave up her life protecting other devotees without a second thought. Hladini Dasi. Sunday, October 3rd is the anniversary of the day in 1990 on which Hladini Devi Dasi was brutally gunned down by an extrajudicial firing squad in war-torn Liberia in Western Africa. The death squad arrived at the Hare Krishna temple in the capital city of Monrovia in the early morning hours and ordered the devotees to come out. 7 devotees, 5 men and 2 women exited the temple and filed into the waiting jeep. They were driven a short distance to the Sturton Bridge, where the devotees were forced out at gunpoint and herded onto the sand next to the river. The leader announced that only the men would be killed. Thus, Hladini, a woman, knew she would not be killed. As the leader raised his weapon to fire the first execution volley, Hladini Devi leapt forward and attacked him with her bare hands. She shouted, "How dare you kill the devotees of Krishna? Better you kill me than kill them." Hladini was the first to be shot. Hladini was born on January 16, 1949. Her parents gave her...
Okay, before we get into that, you see how they had her brainwashed where she was willing to jump in front of a firing squad thinking that Krishna was going to protect her, thinking that she somehow had some kind of superpowers invested in her, and that she was going to give up her life for Prabhupada's book distribution movement, this Sankirtan movement. That's how insane that's how insane it got. They had her. First of all, they take these devotees to kill them, and they say, well, we're only going to kill the men, but we don't know if they were only going to kill the men. This could be all part of the story that they want, that she was this martyr that jumped in front of the bullets, and to save, she had such love and what, I don't know, but we do know that she got shot and killed, as the other ones did, during this civil war in this African country that was fighting a war-torn country, and Bhakti Tirtha says, "Oh, you need to go there and preach." Well, we'll get into that. A martyr, for a scam, exactly, and that's exactly what I was going to say, and all for this scam, She was just an ordinary person. Let's see. This is the sad part, is that she was just this ordinary girl. There she is. There's a picture.
1949, her parents gave her the name Linda Jury. Later, she received the name Hladini from her beloved Guru, His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedant Swami Prabhupada, the founder Acharya of the International Society for Krishna Consciousness. Hladini grew up in a suburb of Detroit with her older brother and sister. She had many friends and lots of pets, including a dog named Pepperdoodle and a frog named Herbie. She spent her summers at the family's vacation cottage. Hladini had a happy childhood. In 1969, Hladini married Mike Ryan. Like many young people, Hladini and her husband were searching for the truth and a sense of
Searching for the truth. That means they were hippies. Searching for the truth is kind of a euphemism for, hippie, being a hippie, doing drugs, whatever, smoking pot. Just being normal, but searching for the truth. So, because every devotee is searching for the truth. That's why they become a devotee, right? It's because they're on this path. So even before they get on the path, they're searching for this path, and then bing, it's Hare Krishna. What a coincidence. I'm sorry, I don't mean to be laughing at this. This is a very sad story, but the cult is ridiculous, and it's very sad that they brainwashed these young hippies. Prabhupada brainwashed these young hippies into this cult.
fulfillment. Mike read different books about Zen, Taoism, and other Eastern religions to find answers to their many questions.
Whoops, sorry about that, guys.
After Mike read a book called The Wisdom of God by Srila Prabhupada, heard the devotees chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, and tasted the free vegetarian food they served, he was convinced that he belonged with the devotees. Mike and Hladini moved into the Detroit temple. At first, Hladini joined the Hare Krishna temple simply because it was what her husband had wanted. Soon, however, Hladini became convinced that the temple was the right place for her.
So there you go. He was into it more than she was, but she got into it too. I mean, she's just as brainwashed, and that's how it is, and that's what happens. And this I keep thinking, when I think about Hladini, I think about this girl that's just 2 months in, and she's feeling confused and frustrated because she already wants to, but please Krishna, or lose Krishna, and I want to do this right and do that, and all the bullshit in the brain, all the brainwashing shit. It's like it did to this young girl that I can't believe her poor parents, who her daughter joins this cult, and they're probably freaked out that she joined this cult back in the 70s. She joined this cult and she's living in this thing and going in, and then next thing you know, she's in Africa, and they're probably thinking, well, at least she's, and then she gets killed in a civil war, and how sad the brainwash got the best of her, and the few words Prabhupada gave her was enough to have this lady give up her life give up her life for these devotees, thinking that these people that she was trying to save were something, and that the guru who sent her there was something that it was worth giving up. It was so sad. This can be you. This could be you out there. This could be you out there. Just like this could be that lady that's like all confused and frustrated and with a breakup with her boyfriend or whatever. Can you imagine she ends up with some freaky guru who says, oh, you need to go to Ukraine, and because they need your mercy in Ukraine. Okay, I'll go to Ukraine. and she's fucking blown up into the drone or something. That's just insane. It's insanity. Krishna didn't save him. No, Krishna didn't care. Krishna didn't care. Krishna did not care. Wacko world of Hare Krishnas and all cults. And I say cults are like death cult. People, well, is it a death cult? I say all cults are death cults, man. Waco, Heaven's Gate, Mormons, Jehovah's Witness, Hare Krishnas, Moonies, Children of God, Jonestown. Hare Krishnas are violent. They shoot people here and there. Psh, psh, psh. They were happier when they were hippies. They were so much happier when they were hippies. Just smoking pot and dropping acid and doing whatever. They were way happier. They were way happier. They're trying to figure out some non-existent absolute truth that they're trying to find. I'm going to read some books by some people who lived on the planet just like me. They lived on the planet just like I'm living on the planet. There's nothing, and ain't no book of knowledge dropped down from anywhere. We're all people. We're all here. And we all know what's going on, and we all can study history. They've been studying history since ancient history. The pharaohs were trying to figure out what was going on hundreds of years before that. But there ain't no book of knowledge that just dropped down and like, oh, here it is. This is it. This is stupid. This is stupid. They were happier when they were hippies. And I'm not saying that some people can't make you happy. You hang around, you got friends, and you're like, hey, when I hang around with this person, we have a great time, you know. Maybe we drink some beers or whatever, we laugh, and we maybe play cards. I don't know, whatever we do, but we have a great time when we're together. That's great, you know. But there ain't nobody, and maybe they can give you advice, and they can go, hey, you know, if I were you, I'd get insurance on your car. Or, hey, maybe you should marry that girl you got pregnant, or whatever advice they want to give you, and then you can take that advice and go, whatever. But there ain't nothing falling from some out of space, or just sacred texts that were translated from gold plates or some, and it didn't come from nowhere, but right here. People don't understand that we're all here on this planet together. Now we got the internet. We're like every time before you had to get on people had to get on a friggin' horse and go right around Europe and go from capital city to capital to try to learn a little bit here, a little bit there. You know, what do these people think? What do these people think? Oh, I was in Germany and I learned about beer making, and then I went to England and I learned about, I don't know, something else. But that was called the Grand Tour, and that's how rich people got. That was college for rich people. They got to travel, and they got to go see shit, and they got to go experience shit, and then they were smarter than everybody else. Then they figured out, well, we can just put all those smart people in school, and they can teach people when we have colleges and universities. But before, they actually had to travel around and figure it out on their own. So happier when you're just trying to figure it out on your own and trying to have some thinking that some guy, some old Indian guy, has the secret to happiness because he knows about some fairy tales or some mythology. I mean, that's just crazy. And then to give your life up for it, for some big wooden doll that.
In March 1970, she wrote to Srila Prabhupada and asked for spiritual initiation. Prabhupada replied immediately by letter in...
That little girl, her parents, when she was little like that, and she was running around playing, and they just like, look at Linda, Linda's going to grow up and she's going to become an actress or a movie star or a doctor or whatever her parents were thinking when she was little like that.
which he gave her the name Hladini. In 1972, Hladini and Mike moved to New
Graduating high school, high school graduation or college picture. There she is, ready to go off to college, ready to start her life, to become whatever she wanted to be. Growing up in the United States, she had the freedom to just be whatever she wanted. She could go into, she could be whatever. And there she is, ready to face the world as a high school graduate, 1969, whatever, 70, 68, 69, I don't know. What?
New Vrindavan. Later that year, Mike left New Vrindavan permanently while Hladini chose to stay.
Oh, so he bailed. He didn't even stick around. Oh, we got more. He didn't even stick around New Vrindavan. He was like, I'm out of here. And she stayed. She was so brainwashed that she stuck it out.
New Vrindavan was her home. Soon, Hladini became one of the most popular devotees in New Vrindavan. Another devotee, Manas Ganga Devi Dasi, said, I moved to New Vrindavan from Zambia in southern Africa in 1986 with my husband and 4 children. Hladini blew my mind. I had never before met anyone who was so blissful. She...
A lot of comments on here. Yeah, I mean, hey, I think that wins the humility medal. That was the Nobel Peace Prize for humility for that one. Did she go to Goloka Vrindavan for getting shot in the most cruel way? I know. I don't even want to think about it. It is so horrible. I mean, look at her. She doesn't know what's going on, and she doesn't know where she's. In that picture, she's probably miserable, but she's probably trying to be happy. She got her deities there. She's pretending, she's cosplaying as a 16th century Bengali or Orison inhabitant, a resident of Jagannath. I mean, who does that? Who walks around carrying these little Jagannath dolls? That's a Jagannath cult that originates in Puri, in a small area of. And she's cosplaying as that, thinking that it's some kind of, I don't know what. I do kind of know what, but but what's going on? It's hard to say. Did ISKCON even give a damn about her? Not really. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what they. Jagannath did not say that. But I don't know. I know, and she's got him right there, and it's really, it is so sad. It is so delusions on steroid. I know, and this could be that girl that's just in for 2 months, and she's confused and frustrated, and she doesn't know, and they're telling her, oh, just serve Lord Jagannath, and and put clothes on him and little crowns on him. And put flowers around him and dress up like put a sari on and dress up like you're in West Bengal, whatever, and then and offer him flowers and offer him, and that's what they're telling this new girl. Whatever, I don't know what they're telling her. I'm pretty sure that's what they're telling her.
Always had a beautiful smile on her face, and she was kind and gentle with everyone, especially the children. Hladini loved the children and encouraged them. For 18 years, Hladini lived and served in New Vrindavan.
So 18 years in New Vrindavan. She's a lifer. She thinks Kirtanananda is God. I don't know. I mean, she 18 years in New Vrindavan from what, 74? From 74, that's 84. That's to no, because she died before that. How could I guess she went to New Vrindavan before that? Because she 18 years, and then she went to Africa. I mean, I don't know how. For 18 years, she lived in New Vrindavan. Well, if she must have got there in, I don't know, 1970, left in 78 or something.
In December 1989, Hladini made the painful decision to leave the place that was so dear to her and traveled.
Okay, 89. So she's there the whole time. She's there the whole time. I looked for we should read cult advice at Hare Krishna. I looked for an update on that. I didn't see any update. There hasn't been any new updates. And good to see you in here. And Liam, good to see you in here. Jagannath did not save them. I know. And well, so she was, but she was in New Vrindavan the whole time. Kirtanananda was there. She was in New Vrindavan when the guy got shot in the head. She was in New Vrindavan when all this shit went down in New Vrindavan. She was there. She was there until 89. And I'm not saying that I'm just saying she was brainwashed. She lived through all of that. She lived through all of this stuff.
To West Africa. The devotees there so much appreciated Hladini's service and inspiration that she was given the honor of being the regional secretary. In this capacity, Hladini traveled from center to center, teaching and assisting the devotees in every possible way. By the time Hladini reached Monrovia, the capital of Liberia, the country was entrenched in a fratricidal civil conflict. The warlords of the 7 rivaling parties were fighting for power, while there was widespread starvation amongst the people.
How many times do you go to the gym?
0. If you want to get toned, do military workouts, not the gym.
Seeing the suffering of the people, the devotees of the Hare Krishna temple in Monrovia approached the warlords and arranged to start a Food for Life program. The warlord who controlled Monrovia, Prince Johnson, agreed to the proposal and the devotees began the free food distribution program. Prince Johnson visited the temple more than once and accepted a copy of Bhagavad Gita as it is from the devotees. As the war intensified, the US government ordered all US citizens to evacuate the country. Hladini had to decide whether to stay in Monrovia or return to safety in Nigeria. True to her nature, Hladini's compassion and mercy for others outweighed any concern she had for her own safety. She opted to stay. Hladini was the only senior devotee in Monrovia, and her presence gave solace to the native African devotees who could not leave. On June 14, 1990, Hladini wrote a letter to Radhanath Swami, a friend from New Vrindavan. She wrote, "There is never a dull moment. Now I'm stranded in Liberia in the middle of a war to overthrow the government. The airport has been seized and they asked all Americans and foreigners to leave the country immediately. American Marines sent 6 battleships and 2,000 Marines to evacuate the citizens. I'm just going to assist the devotees through the hard times. There's scarcity of food as all the roads are blocked and no supplies can come in. 150,000 people fled the country in the last few weeks. Every day, at least 10 people get beheaded, and the rebels are still 35 miles from the city." Prince Johnson was killing all suspected friends and soldiers of the former president. Johnson was also known for killing his own men at a faster rate than the enemy. The warlord's reputation for insane murder bothered some of the devotees, who therefore wrote a letter to him saying,
So the cult took away her survival instinct. It took away her ability to think critically. Her critical thinking was removed. She could only think through the mind of Prabhupada and Radhanath Swami. Maybe Kirtananda was in jail, so that's why she wrote to Radhanath Swami. I don't know. The timeline there for me, I don't know. My brain can't put it together. But she's writing to Radhanath Swami and telling him what's going on. So she's definitely, I don't know, man. This is, and I'm not, hey.
that he should stop killing people. Johnson, who would not tolerate the slightest criticism of his actions, was angered by the letter. A well-wisher passed a message to the devotees that Johnson was likely to get rid of them. At that time, it was too late to leave the temple and take shelter elsewhere, as many of the buildings in the area were either destroyed or being controlled by Johnson's troops. The devotees stayed at the temple and left their fate in the hands of Lord Krishna. The death squad arrived in the early morning hours. Johnson and his men carried away by jeep the 7 devotees who had been captured. 2 devotees managed to escape through the back door and climb up trees to take cover. Suddenly, those 2 devotees heard gunshots from the direction of the bridge. They saw that the captured devotees were being shot by Johnson's men. At daybreak, they came down from the tree. Instead of going to the temple, they walked to the river, where they saw Hladini's sari floating on the water. Hladini, along with 5 male devotees, had become a martyr of the Liberian War. Hladini was the first one shot. When we heard in New Vrindavan that there had been a coup in Liberia and Hladini was trapped, the whole community came together at the Palace of Gold and prayed.
This video is almost over.
Remembers Manas Ganga. When we heard Hladini had been killed, it was a huge shock. We held a memorial service and everyone came because she was one of the most loved devotees in the community. She always had a smile on her face and she was always ready to help out. Nothing was ever a bother for her, said Manas Ganga with a sad smile. For Hladini, taking care of others was always a pleasure. That's what she gave her life for.
Wow, that really sounds like a really moving, like, wow, like she's like almost like Mother Teresa. She's almost like Mother Teresa, and I don't mean that. I don't mean to laugh. She didn't deserve to die at all. Absolutely, she didn't deserve that at all. But that's not really that's. If we look at what some people who knew what was going on, what they've written about this, it paints a whole different story than what this little video says. I mean, what this little video says is bad enough. I mean, I could end it right here. We don't even need to go into the other stuff. She was brainwashed. If we just accept what this video says, she was brainwashed into following these these scammers, and they sent her into a place, put her life on the line. She had plenty of opportunities to leave, and she didn't, because she was brainwashed into thinking that somehow what she was doing was important, and somehow Krishna would protect her and save her. That's bad enough. And then she ends up getting killed by these people. She had plenty of opportunities to leave. And then they want to paint her out as some kind of martyr. She was told to leave. They came. The Marines came. I mean, the Marines don't just come, when you got a flat tire on the side of the 405. The Marines came. 2,000 Marines came. We're like, come on, let's go. And you're like, nope. I'm going to stay here with. Why? Why are you staying? So any way you look at it, just based on this video, this is fucking nuts. It's friggin' nuts. She joined this cult. She joined this cult. Prabhupada gave her the name. She joined the cult. She went to New Vrindavan. She was there for 18 years, following these scammers. Yeah, I do. Following these scammers. I got a hair. I got a hair on my head too. I got a hair on my shirt. So she spent 18 years following these scammers, lying to her, filling her head with mush. Now she's devoted to Now she's devoted to Bhakti Tirtha Swami, another big scammer, just as big scammer as Prabhupada, just as big scammer as Radha. Hey, antics of a mama squirrel. Yeah, absolutely. We're a lot of hairs today. So they got this girl, and they make this video, and they make her out to be a martyr. They make her out to be like she gave her life for Krishna. She gave her life for all this bullshit, right? But when you look into it, there's a whole nother story about this girl and what really went on. And it's pretty, I don't know, you know what, it's disgusting. It's really disgusting. So this guy, this Mahavegavadi Dasi was there with her. So this is one of the devotees that was there in Africa with her and knew everything that was going on. She tells her whole story. She tells the whole story right here about this Bhakti Tirtha Swami. And this guy is as wacky as they get, this Bhakti Tirtha Swami. This guy was, I'm not going to read the whole thing to you, but I'll paraphrase it, and you can go and you can look it up. But it's all right here. She says, they were having, he was evidently, he was doing something, flirting with her or something. And wrote some love letters to her, and she wanted, it's the same thing with these guys. It's always the same thing with these guys. So then he actually sent her into this war zone. He sent them in there so that they would get killed. He knew that there was this war going on. It says right here, how can I forget when you called both Hladini Prabhu and me into your room, telling us you were sending us to Liberia, you're knowing fully well the details of the horrific coup going on there, knowing that neither of us knew anything about it, as well as you're knowing how likely, very sure chances we, as white women, could and would get killed in such a situation, especially with your hand being behind such an arrangement. How convenient for you that both of us would get killed in such a situation, the knowers of your fall down, gone, killed in a coup, to blame our deaths on. Thus, who would ever tie in any responsibility to you for our deaths? And it goes on and it goes on, and there's more. There's more. She says, when I refused to go to Liberia, You tried to have me killed in Nigeria. You took my passport, my money, left me in immigration situation. But by Krishna's, I believe it was Srila Prabhupada's mercy. She still still thinks it was by Krishna's and Srila Prabhupada's mercy, although she ends up in this, almost killed in Nigeria, and then stuck in immigration somewhere without. And somehow this is all Krishna's. Still believing that somehow Krishna is involved in this. I was finally to get out and make it back to the U.S. Obviously by Krishna's arrangement. It was here in the U.S. You tried to and successfully did kill me in another way, character assassination. You're telling devotees I was crazy due to the head injuries she sustained in Africa. So this is the real, and then they go on. You wrote in Yamuna's book, Legacy of Love, Hladini Devi Dasi is one of the biggest secrets in ISKCON. See, there's a lot of stuff going on here with this woman's death that we'll probably never know. We'll probably never know what's really going on, what really happened, what really went on. It's really sad, and it's really sad that they do that this happened. I mean, it's a disgusting, sick story, with and without the details to it. And here they have online memorial remembers Hladini Devi Dasi's courage and devotion, memorial celebration of Her Grace Hladini Devi. And so they want to, and here, Radhanath Swami's remembrance. Oh, gee. Radhanath Swami offered an extensive reflection on her journey from the rustic simplicity of New Vrindavan to the dusty roads of Africa. He described her as a fearless and joyful soul who found happiness in hardship, whether hauling water from a well, cutting wood for Jagannath's kitchen, or dancing through the streets of Columbus, Ohio, handing out bags of popcorn, prasadam. Hladini radiated unshakable devotion. That's what this guy has to say. Let me see what happened here. I lost the comments window. I'm not seeing any comments. Let me see. How can I get that back? Options, Windows. Oh, there we go. There, you're back. Oh, you guys are back. I thought you guys left me. I thought you guys left me for a while. I was like, oh, everybody's gone. I guess nobody's talking. So that's Hladini. And getting killed in Africa over this nonsense is insane. Over this crap is insane. And for those of you out there that didn't know anything about this, now you know. Those of you new people, this is the kind of shit you're getting into. This is the kind of brainwashing. They can brainwash you into giving up your life, just like those people in Jonestown did. Just like those people in Heaven's Gate gave up their lives. Just like all these cults, they're like it's a death cult. That's part of being in the cult, is willing to give up your life for the cult leader, for the movement, for the mission. And if it means shooting someone in the head and then going to jail for life for it, well then that's what you got to do. Or chopping somebody's head off because they're a demon, or going to Africa in the middle of a civil war because some guru tells you to go. That's insane. This poor woman gave up her life for a bunch of nonsense. Because some idiot told her, oh, this is the way to go back to the cow planet and get liberation and get salvation and meet Krishna and dance around with Krishna. That's what this brainwashing does. That's how this girl, that's why this girl is only in it for 2 months. And she's already having problems. She's confused. She thought she was just going to chant and be happy. No, there's no chanting and being happy. We tell you that, but that's not it. That's just to get you hooked in. This is a life of frustration and anxiety, confusion, guilt tripping, gaslighting, misinformation, outright lying, criminal behavior, deviant behavior, pedophilia and child marriage, racism, sexism. I mean, every horrible thing on the planet you can think of is right here in this one. Is right here in this one cult. I mean, you can get it all with the Hare Krishnas. You don't have to get any of your craziness anywhere else. You get it all right here. You can be racist, sexist, bigot, homophobic, pedophile, have a child wife, feel like you're above the law, feel special, like you're connected to the spiritual world, giggle and laugh, giggle and laugh thinking you're in ecstasy, cosplay like you're a holy man. That's what this bullshit is all about. And it corrupts people and it damages them and it harms them and it corrupts their minds. It causes mental illness. The shit they believe. This girl believing that if she goes to Africa in the middle of a civil war, that somehow she's doing some kind of spiritual something for some guru somewhere, and then she ends up getting killed because she thinks she can protect everybody with her spiritual potency and is chanting her mantras or whatever. Krishna's going to protect her. She thought Krishna was going to protect her. She was going to go in the middle of a civil war. Krishna in a firing squad. Bullets are flying. People are shooting people. She runs out and goes, "Don't shoot the devotees. Don't shoot the devotees. How dare you?" Starts chanting. How friggin' crazy you got to be. How friggin' crazy you got to be. Honesty, truth, yeah. File not found. File not found. She really thought she was doing something and going into the middle of Liberia, Monrovia, Liberia, the capital of Liberia, that's like has never been a safe place since it's was founded in 1805. They have a civil war is like their national sport. They have a civil war like we have the World Series. And they're just going to go, well, let's go open up a temple there. Wait a minute. I got to see this. I watched Gorahari today. He says before he would get tired when walking, but now that he uses his nicotine patches, he doesn't get tired walking anymore. Wow. Wow, Gorahari, you discovered that stimulants stimulate you. Is that your big revelation? That nicotine is a stimulant and it stimulated you, and so now you don't get tired walking when you usually get tired walking, but now you use nicotine. You use a nicotine patch. I don't know, man. These guys are nuts. These guys are nuts. He wants to use a nicotine patch so he can go for a walk. I'm gonna go for a walk and put a nicotine patch on. I'm I thought he was a pure. I thought he was a good devotee. If you're a pure devotee and you walk in and you're getting tired of walking, then you know what? Don't walk. Why you got to put a nicotine patch on? Why is nicotine so important if you're a pure devotee and you're chanting and you're all high on the holy name and you're all high on Radharani? Excuse me. There you go. You're all high on Radharani and you're high on the holy name and you're so advanced that you can get other people to giggle and laugh and do all of that. Why do you need to walk and put on? Why do you need a patch to walk? Why not just not walk? Why do you need the nicotine patch for walking? That's the same shit like what Prabhupada was saying. Prabhupada used to say the same thing. These guys claim to be God, and then they have a stroke or they have something goes wrong or they get cancer or they have a car accident, and it's like well, yeah, Prabhupada makes a good point. You claim to be God, but yet and I say the same thing about Prabhupada. I say, you claim to be this pure devotee guru who can see past, present, and future, and you make all these claims in your books about the pure devotee, spiritual master. But you didn't know Kirtanananda was a fucking freak. You didn't know that Bhavananda was molesting little boys. You didn't know. You didn't know all of these things. You didn't know about the school, Gurukula school. You didn't know any of these things. You couldn't even figure out in the here and now what to talk about talk about the future. You look Kirtananda right in the face and you couldn't figure out a guy was a fucking psycho nut freak. And you want me to believe that you got something you can teach me? That's like Sri Dayananda or one of these fuckers telling me that they go to college and then they come out dumber than they went in. You think that there's a demon head eating the moon. You want to sit there and talk to me about, did you know about nuclear submarines, have this and that and the other? Shut the fuck up. What the fuck do you know about nuclear submarines? You don't even know about the fucking how an eclipse works. You haven't even figured out an eclipse. You haven't figured out the shadow of the earth on the moon or the whatever it is. You haven't figured that out. But you want me to listen to you talk about nuclear submarines and their power and what they can do or whatever the fuck you want me to talk about? Sri Dayananda? Fucking Harvard dumbass Swami? Goes to Harvard, comes out dumber than he went in. He can't figure out that there ain't no fucking Vedic culture never existed. Fucking guy goes to Harvard, one of the best schools on the fucking planet. And he can't figure out these books ain't 5,000 years old. There ain't no Vyasadeva sitting on a fucking mountain talking to an elephant-headed guy. Ain't no four-headed guy growing out of a flower, out of the stomach of a four-armed guy sleeping on a snake. That's his brother. He can't figure that out. He goes to Harvard, can't figure that out. You gotta be kidding me. You gotta be fucking kidding me. You gonna brag about going to Harvard, but you fucking think there's a demon head eating the fucking moon? You gotta be fucking out of your mind. That's why these guys can't debate. Nobody was gonna debate a fucking idiot like that. Who's gonna fucking debate the fucking Harvard dummy about God or whatever when the guy can't figure out that the sun is farther away to the earth than the moon is? That the moon is closer. He can't figure that out because his guru is stuck on the fact that Sunday comes before Monday. And this guy went to fucking Harvard. And you want me to fucking sit here and tell me that these guys know anything? That they fucking got a fucking brain in their head? This is fucking disgusting. It's fucking ridiculous. Fucking ridiculous. I know, this is so fucking stupid, man. It's so stupid. Gorahari, man. That guy makes me sick, too. is he's corrupting these people just like all these other fucking gurus. Because one day they're going to wake up. One day Hot Lips is going to wake up and go, man, this Gorahari dude's a fucking dick. I don't know, the Harvard guy is always defending his truth. Says like he knows best, defending. Yeah, excuse me. He wants to be. I'm Harvard guru. I'm a Harvard guru. I'm Harvard Ananda. Where's my thing? I'm Harvard Ananda. I'm not just a guru. I went to Harvard. You see how each one has to have something special. Because they're all competing against each other for followers. Because you got one guy walks into the temple, you got like 80 gurus descending on that guy like vultures, right? You got the guy who's in that zone. If you walk into the LA temple and then you got Virabahu, he's the guru right there. But then you might have Bhaktivadurya Madhava, whatever his name is, Rohini Kumar Swami's there too. So you might have, and then you might have a visiting guru that comes in, like Sri Dayananda, Beverly Hills Swami. He coming in, you might maybe he gives a lecture. So now you got 3-4 gurus there. And fucking, which one do I pick? Well, there's Harvard guru. He went to Harvard. Ooh, he went to Harvard. Yeah, but then we got Bhaktivedanta Swami. He's, he doesn't associate with women. Like, he doesn't have anything to do with women, and you know how important that is. Oh, maybe I'll go with him. Well, with Virabahu, he speaks Spanish really good. He's from Mexico, so he's from wherever he is, Cuba or whatever. He's South America, wherever he's South American, so he speaks Spanish. You got a lot of Mexicans, South American Spanish-speaking devotees, so you're Mexican, maybe you want to, but I don't speak Spanish, so I don't want to. Oh, okay. Well, we got a bunch of other ones. We got Dickie Slavin. Dickie Slavin, he wrote some books. He's on a journey. He's a journey of a whatever. We got Little Girl Swami. We got Indra Yumna. We got Indra Yumna Swami. I don't know what his specialty is, but they all got to have a specialty. Gorahari, well, hey, you don't have to do anything. In fact, you can put a nicotine patch. You just cover your body with nicotine patches, and you can have a good old time with him and Hot Lips. With Gorahari. Gorahari is fucking full of shit, man. Believe me, he got Gorahari. Gorahari has Hot Lips, just as fucked up as this Hladini who ended up in West Africa getting shot in a firing squad. Gorahari's got control over the Hot Lips, because if Gorahari said, you know what, I'm going to take away my Shakti and you won't be able to giggle no more, I'm going to just whoop. And she'd be like, oh no, you can't take away your Shakti. I want to giggle and laugh like I'm a blithering idiot. And he's going to be like, no, you can't. You can't do it no more. He's taking advantage of the mental cases that join Krishna consciousness instead of going to psychiatrists. Yeah, I know that. That's. Oh my good. Wait. So Hot Lips did go to a psychiatrist 8 years ago. Got diagnosed with a bunch of stuff. Got upset. Went online and joined Hare. Are you serious? Is that? You know what? The more I watched it, the more I started to realize that she got some real problems. I started to realize that she got some problems, and he's taking advantage of her. He's taking advantage of that woman. Yeah, he's Gorahari's just in it for the good rice. That's what he's in it. He's in it for the good rice. He wants some of that good rice. Like, wait, I want to get some of that good rice. Good rice. Oh man, that is. You know what? Where's the wheel? Let's have some fun with this wheel. Because that Hladini story is pretty depressing. I mean, that is so depressing. And I think about that girl. I think about that girl that just joined or just got involved, and she's, who knows what's going to happen with her. It's so sad. So sad. It's so sad. So let's see what we can do with this. Let's see what we can do with this wheel. The wheel of idiots. Let's see. Where are we today? There we are. And we got our not in time. I wasn't quite in time for the good rice. You got to get ready for that good rice, man. I'm telling you. Where's my little? I'm out of it here. I don't know. How can I get in there? Here we go. Is this it? There we go. Bing. There I am. Okay, the good rice, man. I'm telling you, you got to get. Man, that good rice. See, once you've had the good rice, you don't want to go back to that cheap stuff. Chaitanya was like, "Hey, what's up with the good rice, man? I know you hiding it. You hiding it somewhere." Hot Lips had a real tragic life. She's been taken advantage of since her childhood. It's a pattern. It's sad. It is sad. It is sad. I don't know anything about her. I don't know anything about her at all. And at first I thought it was creepy. It was funny, but it was creepy, funny, and now it's disturbingly creepy, and and I think Gora Hari's in it for the rice. He's in it for the. I think he's in it for the rice, man. I hope it lands on him so we can take a look at what his current situation, because it is almost like entertainment. It's almost like Jerry Springer to me. It's almost like Jerry Springer to me, watching him. But let's take out wisdom of the sages. Let me take out wisdom of the sages, because we just did them, and okay, we're ready to go. We're ready to go here with the wheel, and let me get my music ready. If anybody wants to wager, if you want to wager, now's the time. You can put your money on who you want. I think we're all picking. I think we're all going with Gora Hari today. I don't know. Yeah, I think I'm going to go with Gora Hari. I really want to check him out, see what he's up to. So here we go with the wheel. Let's see. Oh, we got Hare Krishna Project podcast. Ooh, that's good. Hey, he won. We got a winner. We got a winner. We got Fake Human with a winner with a green, and Hare Krishna Project. Hey, wait a minute. Before we get to Hare Krishna Project, you said Hot Lips has her own channel. She talks about her life. That's I don't even want to do. I'm curious, but I'm not. I'm curious, but I'm not. Like I'd like to know what's going on, but I'm not going to go check it out because I don't want to. That's not something I want to. That's not something I want to. Oh my goodness, my evil twin. Let me get rid of my evil twin. Okay. Where's my? Here we go. Boom. Yeah, I don't know what's up with Hot Lips. That she would have a channel where she puts everything out on her, everything out. But I guess hey, whatever, that's her therapy. I'm not gonna. I'm gonna. What's her channel name? I know. I'm kind of. Man, I don't know. It's like the Hot Lips channel. I don't know. It's like. This is a Hot Lips channel. So Let me see. Where did I go? I'm gone. Okay, here I am. We want Hare Krishna Project. Let's see if we can find the Hare Krishna Project. Let's see what they are up to. And of course, Hare Krishna Project is this. It's the.
Hare Krishna, everyone.
Oh.
Dhanava Pranams. This is a special message for all of our YouTube followers.
Slow down, guy. Slow down. He's just jumping the gun. Oh, that's funny. That's funny. The Hot Lips channel. The Hot Lips channel is really something. Let me see. What do we got here? Does he have anything interesting to say? Not really. But we have this one. Let's take a look at this and see what's going on here. Let's go ahead and take a look.
Hare Krishna, everyone. Dhanava Pranams. Jai Srila Prabhupada. I hope you are all well. When we set up the Hare Krishna project some 4.5 years ago, one of the things we wanted to do was to create a space, to create an environment where anyone from anywhere could ask questions. We're very keen for devotees and those who don't identify as devotees to be able to ask questions about philosophy, theology, social issues within the Hare Krishna community, and also to question it. The hallmark, or one of the hallmarks of a mature community, whether that's a religious community or secular community, is to be able to ask those difficult questions and have those mature conversations, particularly about difficult things that some people feel a bit uncomfortable about.
Well, interesting that he says that, because I would ask him a few questions. First question I would ask him is, do you agree with Prabhupada's statements about child marriage as found in his books, lectures, letters, and statements, that 12-year-old girls should be married to 25-year-old men? And then if he says no, I'd say, well, then why are you promoting Prabhupada's books when that's what he promotes in his books? And then I would show him on the database all the places where he says. And then I would ask him, well, do you believe that women like to be raped? And do you believe that black people are ugly and belong in the jungles? And I would show him all of these places where Prabhupada says all of these things. And I would ask him, do you agree with these things or not? He says anybody can ask any question. He just said we can ask. He said anybody can ask anything. He's got his neck beads on. Difficult questions, mature conversation. He says that's the sign of a mature, a mature society, secular or religious, to be able to handle these tough questions. So you get these beads on that signify that you identify with Prabhupada and his teachings and his books and all of these things. So do you agree with these things about child marriage? Do you believe that these 12-year-old girls must be married and don't go to school? I mean, do you realize that you're in like a Taliban-like cult that hates women, treats women like shit? Why are you? If you don't agree with these things, why are you promoting these books? Why are you promoting these people? Why are you trying to pretend like you're somebody you're not? Why are you trying to pretend like you're this neutral person when you're not neutral? You're propaganda. You're propaganda. You're promoting what you're doing under the pretense or the image that you're not part of it, or that you're somehow neutral to it all. If you were really neutral to it all, you would say that there's pedophilia in these books. There's child marriage in these books. It's not like one place where problem slips up and says something. It's in the books. Hare Krishna project. How about do a real project and be an investigative reporter and find out about these things that are in these books. And why do devotees agree with these things? Why don't you stand up and say, hey, I like being a Hare Krishna, but I don't agree with child marriage. I like being a Hare Krishna, but I don't agree with some of these things. Let's see how far you get. How about doing that? Exclusive. Should Gaudiya sannyasis smoke marijuana? That's not an exclusive. Who gives a fuck? These guys are scammers. If they were only smoking marijuana, that'd be a great step up. That'd be a great step up. If that's all we had to worry about was if this guy was smoking a joint, that'd be a great step up. But we don't. We got to worry about this guy touching little girls, molesting little girls, and people like you wanting to have a 12-year-old wife. I'm not exaggerating. I'm not talking about, oh, well, Mike, that was one time where one thing. No, it's not one time where one thing happened. This is no Hare Krishna project. This is Hare Krishna propaganda. And you want to act like this is some exclusive. Should Gaudiya sannyasis smoke, consume marijuana? This is like the stupidest thing ever. Like, how about talking about should Gaudiya Vaishnavas, Gaudiya sannyasis, should they molest little kids? Should they marry 12-year-old girls? Should 85-year-old sannyasis have sex with their 35-year-old disciples and then get to retire to Juhu Beach? Let's talk about why is Bhavananda in Mayapur when he's been accused and found guilty of so many things in ISKCON, of course not in a court of law, because they never take these people to court. These people never get turned in. This guy could do a lot more than smoke marijuana. This guy could be doing a lot of shit no one would ever know. And he probably is. He probably is. But you'll never know from watching this guy, because this guy doesn't care about little kids and child marriage. He did a show where he had a girl on that was married at 12, 13 years old, raped and then married, and he sat there and acted like he hears that every day. He sat there, he tried to act like it was no big deal. Like, oh, so what happened after you were raped? So how did you feel about it after he raped you and got up and left? How did you feel? Did you chant? Were you chant? This guy's a fucking idiot. And just a big mouthpiece trying to sucker people in to the Hare Krishna cult through the back door. I'm going to bring you in through the back door. I'm the good guy. I'm the good cop. All these other Hare Krishnas, they're hardcore. I don't even dress like a Hare Krishna. Look at me. I got hair, and I got glasses on, and I got just a shirt. Hey, 7720, how you doing? Good to see you. Good to see good to see good to see you here. He wants to act like he's not a Hare Krishna, like he's neutral. When he's promoting these gurus and promoting this child marriage stuff, all this stuff that I'm talking about that's in these books. That's what he promotes. That's what he promotes. He promotes this stuff about child marriage and little girls and Ramananda Roy and all of Krishna stealing the gopis' clothes, teaching that to little kids. Yeah, there's another guy, the Namarast. He does the same thing. Yeah, they all want to do the same thing. They want to act like they're the good guys, and like we're not really in the cult. We're in the cult, but we're like the investigative reporters of the cult. Well, no, you're not. You're propagandists, is what you are. That's what you are. You're propagandists. These guys, starting to get sick of these guys, man. Guys like this. He doesn't want to fully commit. He doesn't want to come across like I'm a Hare Krishna. I don't want to be. He wants to, what he wants to do is he wants to cosplay without cosplaying. He wants to cosplay without the cosplay. He better watch his children around about his saintly gurus. I know, man. Is that something? He's married to a singer who was probably abused in the. They were all probably abused in the Gurukula. I'm sad to say. I don't mean to say it like a joke, but I mean seriously. I'm serious. How? That Namaras guy feels like he's on an ego trip with all his interviews. I'm going to have to check him out. I'm going to put him on the wheel. They're so lost. Excuse me, so lost. Lost in the forest. I like that. Lost in the forest of mythological stories, but not evidence to back up these crimes. Meanwhile, they want evidence. Meanwhile, they want evidence for stuff. Well, where's the evidence for this and where's the evidence for that? Meanwhile, they believe in all kinds of mythological stuff with no evidence at all. But they want to say, well, where's the evidence for this and evidence for that? Where's the evidence for evolution? And where's the evidence for that we went to the moon? Or where's so many things that they want to claim? Perfect example. That Shiva Ram character wanting to compare worshiping gurus and washing a guru's feet and thinking that a guru is a pure devotee and he's in a disciplic succession and all of that, going back to Godhead, and he's a God. Shiva Ram wanted to say, well, how is that any different than a modern day rock star or athlete, LeBron James, or some football? How is that any different? It's a lot different. It's not even in the same category. You can't even those you can't even. That's like comparing apples and rocks. It's not even the same category. But yet he wants to simple it down and try and say, well, you want to criticize me being a guru and people washing my feet and me giving transcendental knowledge and having complete control over someone's lives and all these people's lives. Well, how is that any different than Taylor Swift or LeBron James? Yeah, don't play stupid with me. Seriously, don't play stupid with me. You want to have a debate and now you're gonna play stupid? You're a guru. You're sitting there like you're a guru and you're gonna play stupid? Like, you don't know the difference between Taylor Swift? Like, you don't know the difference between Taylor Swift and worshiping Prabhupada as a pure devotee, as a Sampradaya Acharya, as the total, sum total of the demigods? That's how these guys think? Like I'm that dumb? Like I'm that stupid? Like, you can compare ISKCON to the library? Well, you know, the library has a lot of books and they tell you to read, and we have books and we tell you to read. What's the difference? What are you, stupid? That's how these people think. They think we're stupid because he can brainwash one Linda and turn her into Hladini and send her off to Africa so she can get shot. Like, he can brainwash her, wind her up like a little wind-up doll. Here, go. And then off she goes. Hare Krishna, boom, boom, boom. And she's gone. Yeah, he can do that. So he thinks that he can work his mind meld on me and say, well, worshiping a guru is no different than worshiping Taylor Swift or the guy that hit 3 home runs for the Dodgers. Everybody's all Ohtani. We're not worshiping him. We're like, hey, he had a great game. He won the game. He's a good athlete. We like him. Whoever, you know, that's what they're doing. It ain't the same as washing that guy's stinky feet. And thinking that you're going to give me space travel, I'm going to go back to a cow planet and become a 13-year-old, 11-year-old girl. And I'm going to go spend my day in the parking lot selling your books out of a shopping cart. There's a big difference between buying a Taylor Swift album and being a disciple of a fucking scammer guru. They're probably play dumb with me. Like, I don't know the difference. Like all these millions of people don't know the difference. That's why you can't debate anybody. That's why you got to put on a fake-ass debate. I'm not going to sit and debate your stupid ass. That's how you debate? You know, the fucking professor of history at UCLA was debating this swimmer pod guy. And he starts talking about high control groups and cult behavior, the worshiping of a person or this or that, whatever. And then Shivaran gets up and goes, well, how is that any different than Taylor Swift or the LA Dodgers? And people would laugh him off of the stage. Laugh him off the stage. That's not an argument. And you're a holy man. That's why I say these guys are fucking stupid. To broadcast that this idiot's going to broadcast that he went to Harvard. Hey, shut up about the Harvard thing, man. Don't broadcast that you're that stupid. That you're a guru and you went to Harvard. If you had learned anything in Harvard, you would have said, I'm out of this, I'm not in this cult anymore. Cult leader goes to Harvard and realizes he's in a cult. That's the headline that we should have saw if you want to learn anything. You're a fucking idiot. The headline, instead, the other headline we got is, idiot goes to Harvard, comes out idiot. How do you go to Harvard thinking there's a demon head eating the moon, and then you come out and you still think there's a demon head eating the moon? You got to be the dumbest fucker on the planet. Swear to God. And you're going to brag about it. I went to Harvard. Well, you fucking stupid shit. Go back, because you didn't learn anything. You're still in this fucking stupid-ass cult. How you can't prove to me that you went to Harvard when you're in a fucking stupid-ass pedophile cult? You're in a stupid pedophile cult and you're telling me you went to Harvard? Don't badmouth Harvard like that. Don't you dare badmouth Harvard like that. Oh my God, it is Guru Bhakti Bang Swami. Bhakti Bang Swami. I wonder what the fuzz is about this time. I bet he has been eating some of those prasad bhang edibles. Yeah, he has. He has been. He has been. And I guess if Prabhupada can do snuff and say it's medical, then Bhakti Bhanga Govinda Swami can say that his bhang, and I'm not against eating bhang, so it's hard for me to. I can't sit there and go, yeah, this guy shouldn't be eating bhang. If he wants to eat bhang, he can eat bhang, especially if he's a guru. If he's a guru, he can do whatever the fuck he wants. Isn't that what guru means? Doesn't guru mean like you tell people what to do? They don't tell you what to do. You want to eat bhang, you eat bhang. You want to do snuff, you do snuff. That's what being a guru is. I do what I want. I'm the top of the pyramid. I'm up on top. Guru. Well, who's telling me I can't eat bhang? Who's telling me I can't? Well, that's what you're teaching. You're teaching that. See, if you were teaching that everybody can do whatever they want, and you can eat bhang if you want, because I'm eating bhang, nobody'd have a problem with you eating bhang. But if you're telling everybody you can't do anything, you can't eat chocolate, you can't have chai, you can't smoke cigarettes, you can't smoke pot, you can't snort coke or snort meth, or you can't do anything. Can't drink coffee. But meanwhile, you're doing everything. Well, then, now we got a problem. Now we got a problem. So I don't care if the guy's doing bhang, but I mean, why are you preaching against it if you're doing it? And if you're doing it for medical reasons, then you should be preaching, do it for medical reasons. Do it, like you got to get a card. You come to me, come to your guru, and I'll give you a medical marijuana card, and I'll sign you off, and then you can go and then you're good. And if I catch you smoking, you can just say, "Hey, guru, I have a card." I got a car, and then you're like, okay, get out of here. You gotta go out. It is so crazy. Day and night serving 24/7 by mind, body, and soul. I know, yeah, those bhangwalas around Vrindavan must be happy when Guru Bhakti Brang Govinda saw his disciples around. I heard he endorsed bhang edibles as long as they are prasadam. Yeah, well, and that's the thing. If he's a guru, then he can do that. That's why this whole thing is a scam. If he's really a guru, and he's really self-realized, talking to God, all that shit, he can do whatever he wants. He can eat bhang, he can smoke pot, he can do whatever he wants. There's no rules. He's a guru. But that's why it's a scam. Who's gonna listen to a guru like that says you can do whatever you want and everything? I don't need anybody to tell me that I can go do whatever I want. I can already go do whatever I want. I can already go do whatever I want. I don't need another grown man to tell me. I don't need another grown man to tell me I can't do whatever I want. Oh, you can't go to the movies. You can't read the newspaper. You can't drink chai and drink coffee, and you can't have, you can't have a drink, cocktail, or smoke a joint, or eat bhang. You can't do all of these things. Why? Who are you? That's why it's all a scam. If they're telling you can't do something, it's a scam. If they're telling you can do everything, it's a scam. Because these gurus are a scam. ISKCON gurus are a scam. Now, I'm not saying, you can go find advice, like I was saying before. You want to find advice, you go to a therapist, you go to a guru, you go to a rabbi, you go to a priest, whatever. But ISKCON gurus, that's not the same thing, and that's not what we're talking about. There ain't no friggin' going to them and getting advice like that. This is a cult. This is a pedophile cult. This is what we're talking about. We're talking about this cult. These guys want to call themselves gurus and this and that, and that's why this Indra Yumna Swami is touching on these little girls. There's nobody to tell him no. ISKCON's got to tell him no when he brings in all the most money. He has the biggest festivals, sells the most books, has the most disciples. Same thing with Lokanath Swami. They can't tell him no. You're going to kick them out? They kick them out, they're going to kick everybody out. They're going to kick them all out. There's going to be nobody left, and there'll be no money and no books. It's a pedophile cult. I don't care if these guys are touching little girls. I don't care because Prabhupada's books say that it's okay. And you got a whole chapter about Ramananda Roy being so mentally advanced that he can rub naked little girls all he wants. Of course, don't beg any rice from old lady Mahadevi, because she give you that good rice. Then Lord Chaitanya's like, I don't want to see the face of a man whose face has seen the face of some rice's face. Then he'll kick you out. And then when you go jump in the river and commit suicide, then he'll be all happy and smile. That's Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But if you're rubbing on all these little girls, rubbing your hands all over these little girls, and that's okay. Chaitanya says that's okay. He got some good rice from the old lady who's one of your best friends, and now you want him to go commit suicide. And the other guy is your best friend, but he's rubbing on the little girls' naked bodies, and that's perfectly fine. That's perfectly fine. Did I get that right? So no begging rice from the old lady who's really close to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Don't do that. That's wrong. That's a death sentence. But if you chant a lot, you can go and you can just rub your hands all over these little girls and teach them dancing and whatever. Give them a bath. That's okay. And you're going to tell me this is not a pedophile cult. This is not a pedophile cult. Pedophile cult, it's a death cult, sending this young girl into the war zone because of, who knows what the real story is. She didn't belong there. She definitely didn't belong where she was. She didn't deserve to be killed by some firing squad. She's born in Detroit or somewhere. Born in some town in America somewhere. In Ohio. She belonged in LA or New York or Chicago or her hometown. Going to college and raising kids and doing whatever she wanted to do. That's what she didn't belong in Africa. Selling Prabhupada's books to some African villagers in the middle of a civil war. The fuck? These idiots sent her there for whatever reason, and she went brainwashed into thinking that that's what she needed to do. Either way, these guys are responsible for that shit. Her parents should have sued. Her parents should have sued ISKCON. Wrongful death. What are you doing brainwashing my kid, sending her into a war zone? The hell is that all about? You brainwash my daughter, and then she ends up in Africa, West Africa, in the middle of a war, and they fucking round her up in the middle of the night and shoot her? Because you guys told her to go to Africa from your little temple in West Virginia? Fucking, these people are criminals, man. That's criminal. It might not be illegal, but it's criminal. I'll tell you that right now. Just being able to talk her into going to Africa, giving up her life for the friggin', and then to jump in front of the bullets trying to save these people. I mean, that's a noble thing to do. I mean, that's something that someone would do even if they weren't a Hare Krishna. That's a noble thing to do, to try to save somebody's life in front of a firing squad. So she was obviously, she had a good heart, and she was trying to save these other people. I mean, there's nothing, I can't say anything bad about that. Other than they brainwashed her into being there. She had no business being there. She had no business being in that situation where she would have to try and do that. She did not, for what? She wasn't bringing these people anything other than this cult. She wasn't vaccinating people. She wasn't going out doing anything, any humanitarian things for this village that she was in, other than having a temple, cooking prasadam, passing out samosas and some rice and some khichdi or something. That's all she was doing. And I mean, and that's when you're hungry, rice and khichdi, that's a lot. That's good. I'm not knocking her for doing that. But they weren't there on any humanitarian mission, giving medical aid or vaccinations or donating blood or anything like that. They weren't doing anything like that. They had a small little place where they had a temple, they had their Jagannath deities there, and they were doing their Hare Krishna. And they were cooking some prasadam, and they were handing it out and distributing Prabhupada's books. That's all they were doing. And they want to make her out to be some kind of martyr. And she definitely was a great person to give up her life for that, but for trying to save these other people's lives. I mean, I'm not going to knock her for trying to save these other people's lives. But she had no business being there. It was just it's a sad thing, and I feel sad. I feel bad for her parents, but it also makes me think about this girl that's joining the Hare Krishnas now. She's been in it for 2 months, and she could be a casualty of this friggin' cult. Send you somewhere where you have no business being, thinking that Nrsimhadev is going to save you or Krishna is going to save you. And don't worry, you can walk down that dark, dangerous alley and just chant Hare Krishna and everything will be, give me a break. Oh, I missed a bunch of these. Those bong edibles are very strong. This man has crazy tolerance to be giving class on bong edibles. Bong edibles while preaching to follow 4 regulative principles. I know, it's crazy. That is a criminal organization scamming innocent people. I asked the senior devotee, how did these gurus like Prabhupada conceive children through immaculate conception? He said that whatever these gurus do cannot be compared to fallen souls. Right. They're God men. They're God men. They're God men. And by extension, Radhanath is a God man and Jayapataka is a God man. If Prabhupada was a God man, Bhakti Siddhanta and Bhakti Vinod and all of these guys going back Well, then these guys have to be God men too. And that's why these guys are washing their feet. He thinks that he is a God man, and these guys need to wash. Not only are the disciples deluded, the gurus deluded too. He thinks that he thinks he's the holy man, and these people can wash his feet, and they're going to get good karma, and he's going to take their. It's insane. It's absolutely insane. They're intoxicated on snuff, ganja, and so forth. They're selling meth, scamming citizens on the streets to get free money. To get money out of them. Oh, I'm like, well, how did this happen? How did this happen? There we go. That's the same old thing. They've been doing that since day one. Since day one. Yep, that Madhavi with a good rice. Man, once you've had that good rice, you can't go back. You can't go back to that cheap stuff. They have no argument, but these saintly gurus can do whatever they want because they ain't like us. They can do whatever they want. They can do whatever they want. They're the pure devotees. They're on another level. Just fucking bullshit, man. Talking nonsense to defend their crimes. I know, and once you see it and you hear it and you recognize it, once you see through the scam, like, once you realize it's a scam, you see it everywhere. It's like walking through a carnival, knowing that everything's a scam. It's not the fun place you used to think it was when you were a kid. It's like now you just go, oh, that's a scam, and that's a scam, and that's a scam. And you can't knock those bottles over, and you can't pop the balloons. I mean, you can, but it's a scam. So, you're walking through the carnival, and you're going, well, that's a scam. And that's how I feel. I'm like, well, that guy's a scam, and that guru's a scam. And it's not even gurus. I can spot them on TV, like when they're pitching something, some self-help thing or this or that, and I'm just like, oh, no, it's more of that crap. She looked so good before she joined, and then she looked like she was struggling every day of her life. Yes, they all are. That's what it is. It's like that's why that girl said, I'm 2 months in, I'm frustrated and confused. You're frustrated and confused 2 months in because you thought all I had to do, I thought all I had to do was chant. You told me I don't have to change anything. I don't have to stop doing anything. I can just add Krishna. Chant, add Krishna. I can go to the temple. I don't have to stop doing anything. I don't have to stop being my religion. I don't have to change my diet. I don't have to do nothing. You told me I didn't have to do anything. But as soon as I open up that book and start reading, it starts telling me, I need to stop eating meat. There's 4 regular principles, and we shouldn't do this, and we shouldn't do that. And there's like a pinprick in the side of society, and within all the news, and the television, and the media, and all these things going on contaminate our consciousness. And the picture is pretty clear. You got a lot to do. You're offensive chanting. It's offensive chanting. I'm offensively chanting. Oh my goodness, I'm offensively chanting. I'm not just chanting, I'm offensively chanting. Oh shit. What do I got to do now? Oh, well now you got to, you got to follow the 4 regular principles. I got to follow, Mangalarti would help, and read Prabhupada's books every day, and spread books. You got to do all that stuff too. Well, shit, I didn't know I had to do all that. I always thought I just had to chant Hare Krishna. Well, yeah, you can, but not really. We just say that, but it's not really. You got to do all this other stuff too. And I know you're already hooked, and now you're all confused. You're all confused, and that was kind of the point, was to get you hooked to the point where you really liked it, and you liked going to the temple, and you liked hanging out, and you liked doing all these things while there were no rules. And as soon as you started to like it, and now there's a bunch of rules. And now now that you already like it and there's rules, we kind of got you to, we're going to get you to follow the rules, and then our mind tricks will start working on you even more. And pretty soon we'll be pushing a shopping cart of books around a Costco parking lot, trying to beg money from people who don't want them. And then we got you. And then you'll be living in New Vrindavan for 18 years. No Social Security, no anything. You'll just be living in a temple. And you'll be struggling every day of your life. Struggling every day of your life. Like that girl from New Zealand who joined the Hare Krishna. She looked so happy when she was first joining. She's setting up her camera and she's running around. And she's like, and like 6 months in, she's like, oh, here I'm on my video, one more video. Here I am, I'm distributing books. And she was miserable. And then she went to India, she was miserable, and they told her she was a woman, and then you got to go stand over there, and she didn't like that. And then they told her, well, you know, you got short hair, you're not supposed to do that, women don't wear it, and she didn't like that. She's like, well, wait a minute, I thought I was having fun, and now all of a sudden it ain't fun no more. I heard women devotees saying they cry every day for how miserable and hard this cult lifestyle is. My question is, why do they keep tolerating? They will get a prize. They're being fooled. They're being scammed. It's so sad. They've been tricked and manipulated into being part of a woman-hating, child-abusing, pedophile cult. All that video that I played where that guy, Swami, is rubbing his hands all over those little girls, and those women are just standing there watching. Not one of them is like, hey, man, get your hands off of this girl. No, because that's an offense. You can't offend Guru Dev like that. Manipulation to where you can't even stand up and you think something's wrong, you can't even stand up and say it. Hladini was sold a bogus story and she was murdered for it. Yeah, she was. And they don't even talk about her in this kind. Yeah, why? Why do they don't want to talk about that? And that could be anybody. She could be anybody. They pull that shit on anybody. Oh, you should go to Ukraine. Oh, you should go to wherever. You should go to Pakistan. You should go to Saudi Arabia, knowing it's a dangerous place for women or for anybody in a dhoti. Oh yeah, well, why don't you go to Azerbaijan where there's a war going on? You know, they need the mercy. Anywhere there's, we'll go. We'll give them prashadam. Anywhere there's a war, or something's going on, a conflict, or something's happening, let's go there. Let's go to South Africa in the middle of apartheid. Let's go to Liberia in the middle of a civil war. And they're not having the sense to say, the hell am I doing this for? Bedtime stories. Prabhupada is definitely in hell if there is such a thing. He belongs there. He definitely belongs there. Here we got another one. There's this. I know a few disciples who knew Hansaduta and Hare Krishna. They were both in Sweden back in the day, especially Hare Krishna. Yeah, and Hansaduta and Hare Krishna. No, Hansaduta, I think he passed away, but Hansaduta was getting insane. With guns and alcohol, and he was with Kirtananda, and I mean all of these guys. And these guys are like a friggin' mafia. They're like mafia dons, all hanging out together with their followers. No joke. It's exactly what it's like. Hansaduta was another one. The Hare Kesh runs off with some woman. He leaves all his disciples and just says, "Hey, I'm not a guru anymore. I'm gone. Scam's over. My scamming you is done. I scammed you long enough. I'm done." And now he's back or something. And now he's back. I hear he's back. I mean, I don't even know. I don't even know if he's back. These guys come back. They come and go. They come and go like friggin' something that comes and goes. Like fucking like mold or something. You come and you get rid of it and it grows back and you get rid of it and it grows back. The scam is everywhere. Once you see through the BS, you see the scam everywhere. You see it all. I see it all. I mean, it's like I'm wearing 3D glasses or something. I mean, I see the book scam. I see the Radharani pushing a shopping cart full of books around parking lot. I see friggin' the gay gurus preaching against homosexuality. I see all the cult tactics too. You know, you see the cult tactics. Once you realize what they are, you know, this is another thing that makes me a cult expert now, I guess, is, you know, I was in a relationship with this girl for 3 years, almost 3 years. And she was a Jehovah's Witness. Well, she was like an ex-Jehovah's Witness. She was telling me all about the Jehovah's Witness. And again, I was like, that's like Hare Krishna. That's just like Hare Krishna. With the books and the selling of the books and the misogyny and the men are the leaders and the women are not the leaders and the women just shut up and stand in the back and it's very male dominated and the women are just kind of for show and going around preaching and selling books and selling their magazines and selling their Bibles and selling all their stuff, and just the structure of the Jehovah's Witness and how they would meet and have their meetings. And she let me know. She told me all about it. I mean, I felt like I was practically a Jehovah's Witness. I never went to one of their things. She wasn't practicing it. She had been practicing it. And she told me how sometimes they let the women go up and knock on the door and kind of get their foot in the door. And then once the person starts talking, then the man comes in. He's the closer. Then the man comes in and he takes over and pushes the woman to the side. And when I would tell her about the stuff that the Hare Krishnas do with how the Hare Krishnas treat their women, she was like, yeah, it's the same type of thing. Edibles can be some super powerful stuff. I bet some of the devotees turn into gopis and cowherd boys when they consume Mr. Bangwala's Krishna Kush cookie mix. I'm gonna have to find that guy next time I go to Vrindavan. I couldn't find anything when I was in Vrindavan. But yeah, so let me get through this. That girl from New Zealand will never be the same. She'll never be the same. Just like I'm never gonna be the same. I'll never be the same. I can't pretend. I tried to. For a long time, I tried to pretend like I was never in the Hare Krishnas. I didn't tell anybody about it. I didn't talk about it. I made all new friends. I got into comedy, hanging out with comedians, hanging out with video people and audio people and comedy people and coming in contact with all kinds. Never, ever, ever mentioned that I was a Hare Krishna. Just never brought it up. Never. But it's all that shit's still in there. You know, it's still in there, like for all of us. It's like it's for all of us. Justice for little girls, yeah. Radhadasi Santal says her guru Narayan Maharaj told his monks, it's okay to beat women if they tempt you. So is this Radhadasi? So she's like a guru, right? She's a disciple of Narayan Maharaj. Yeah, and see, And that's the other thing is this is Narayan Maharaj. He's teaching the same things. He's teaching the same things. So that's why it's Krishna cults. It's not just ISKCON. It's all of these people. It's all of these scammer gurus. It's all of these. Expose them all of them. Absolutely. Premananda Das warned that if any lady gets near his monks, you know, they really hate women, but they don't have a problem using them and using them for selling books or whatever. She's a guru on Facebook. I think I tried to look her up. She loves Jadharani. Oh, she's the next Jadharani. I'm gonna have to add her to the wheel, and then I'll have to add her to the wheel, and then if she lands on the wheel, we'll look her up and see what's going on. We'll see what's going on with her. Hey, listen, it's been a great show today. I hope everybody learned a little bit something about this poor girl, this Linda, who got messed up with this cult and ended up losing her life in Africa. It's really sad. This is what this cult will do. All you Hare Krishnas out there is know. You get brainwashed and manipulated by these people, and there's nothing good comes of this cult. Look at this. I mean, she didn't want to go. She didn't want to die in Africa. She didn't want to go get shot in Africa. I mean, come on, man. This is what this cult is like. So you don't want to get messed up in this. She had no idea this was going to happen. She had no idea this was going to happen. This is mind-blowing. To think that you would join a religious movement. I'm gonna become a spiritual person. I'm gonna chant Hare Krishna, and then I'm gonna end up in a civil war and get shot. How crazy is that? You're gonna save the world. I'm gonna save Liberia or something. That is insane. So anyway, that's the story of Hladini. This poor woman. I just feel so bad for her. And hopefully this girl that joined a couple of months ago will get out and nothing bad will happen to her. I hope that nothing bad ever happens to that poor woman. We'll see. I'll keep monitoring the page. I monitored the page today, and I didn't see any update on that, on what's going on with her. So we don't know. He said he'll break the girl's legs if they glow. This is the kind of thing women are getting involved in. This is the kind of cult that these women are getting involved in. It just tells you so much. So anyway, I thank you everybody, Liam and Jeff and Hayden and Howard Johnson and Fake Human. Thank you all so much for joining in. Tim and Trey and Runes and everybody, thank you so much for joining in. It makes the show so much more powerful when everybody's joining in and commenting. And you know what? My ceiling, it stayed up today. So we're making progress here. So I want to thank you again, everybody. Please hit the like, share, and subscribe button. I want to get my likes up and everything up so we can get these videos out to more people. It's important that more and more people get the word and will join in and can see the truth about this dangerous cult. So thanks everybody. Please have a great day, great morning, great night, great afternoon, wherever you are. Have some great luck, and please stay out of a cult. And for all the new people, if this is your first time, this is me as a Hare Krishna many moons ago.